If you're here in part 2, it probably means that you're starting to wonder if keeping the home is still a realistic move for you. That does not make you a failure. It makes you responsible. Most homeowners lose their home because when they're exhausted, they choose the wrong exit at the wrong moment. When you're overwhelmed, every option sounds reasonable. And that's when people grab the first thing that feels like relief. So let's make sure you don't. Because there are safe exits, and there are exits that look safe, but hit you just as hard as a foreclosure does. And once you understand the difference, your whole situation becomes a lot clearer. Let's start with the option that people overlook even when it could save them. And that's the traditional sale. And thinking about selling your house when you're not ready is not what you want, I know that. But when you still have equity, even a little, a regular sale is often the strongest exit you have because it protects your credit and it stops the foreclosure process. And most importantly, you walk away with money that you wouldn't have walked away if you wouldn't have sold. And unfortunately, a lot of people are not going to tell you that the bank fees don't wait for a foreclosure. They actually start stacking the moment the file is marked delinquent. Interest, legal fees, default costs, all of that quietly takes away and eats into your equity. That money buys you a reset, a place to live, moving costs, stability, and a fresh start. But most homeowners behind on payments never even check their equity. Because when you're stressed, your brain just tells you, there's no way I have equity. I'm barely keeping up. Meanwhile, the market may have pushed the value higher without you ever feeling it. And the part that hurts the most is that the longer you wait, the faster that equity disappears. Bottom line, if you even have equity, this is the safest, cleanest exit you can have. But if you don't, then the strategy shifts. Now we have to think about a short sale. And a short sale isn't giving up. It's just a controlled lending. You sell the home for less than you owe, the bank approves it, the foreclosure stops. And short sales don't fail because they're bad. They fail because people start them too late. The bank never tells you when you've crossed that timing line. You only find out when approvals stall. And in many cases, the remaining balance is forgiving, and you avoid foreclosure level credit damage. But here's what really matters. If you still have equity and you choose a short sale, then you're giving up your own money. And most people don't realize that until after the sale closed. On the flip side, if you have no equity and you wait too long, you can run out of time and the bank won't approve anything. And that's when people panic and rush into the next option. And that's the deed in lieu. A deed in lieu of foreclosure sounds simple. Just hand over the keys and we'll forgive the debt. But hear me clearly. Do not volunteer for a deed in lieu. The bank does bring this up when they've already decided that you're not a negotiable risk. It helps the bank, not you. It hits your credit almost as bad as it's hard as a foreclosure. It wipes out any remaining leverage. People choose this because they're overwhelmed, not because it's smart. Trust me, I've heard it and stopped it many times. This option should only ever be considered, if at all, when there's no equity and no other exits left. And even then, let the bank bring it up to you, not you. And then sometimes cash for keys is available. It's not generosity. It's the bank saying, move out peacefully and we'll give you something. And this offer usually shows up later, after a judgment or very close to it, or mostly when the bank takes over the property. It's really not a strategy and it's not a plan. It's not something you request, period. It's simply something you use if it shows up and helps you transition out. By the time this appears, most of the real control is already gone. Helpful sometimes. Solution? No, not at all. Now here's the part almost everybody gets wrong. And this is where people get blindsided. They choose the right option, but they choose it too late. That mistake doesn't look dramatic. It actually looks reasonable. And by the time you realize it, the window is already gone. Let me show you what I mean.